Imagine checking into a five-star hotel you own, and the staff refuses to serve you because of the color of your skin. That's exactly what happened to Marcus Thompson, a self-made CEO worth $80 million. What he did next sent shockwaves through the entire hospitality industry. This is a story about dignity, justice, and the power of silent strength. What city are you watching from today? If this story resonated with you, hit subscribe for more stories about extraordinary people. Marcus Thompson didn't look like what people expected a CEO to look like. At 42 years old, he built his hotel empire from the ground up, starting as a maintenance worker and climbing his way to owning a chain of luxury hotels across 3 continents. Tonight, he was checking into the crown jewel of his collection, the Grand Meridian in downtown Chicago. But nobody there knew who he was. He'd driven himself, wearing jeans and a simple black sweater. No entourage. No fanfare. Just a man wanting to inspect his property incognito and see how his team truly operated. When they thought no one important was watching, the lobby sparkled with marble floors and crystal chandeliers. Marcus approached the reception desk with a worn smile. "Good evening. I have a reservation under Thompson." The young receptionist, Claire, barely looked up from her computer screen. Her eyes flickered over his casual clothes and lingered just a moment too long. "Thompson? Let me check." Her fingers moved slowly across the keyboard. Too slowly. Marcus noticed a shift in her demeanor, the slight curl of her lip. "I'm sorry, sir. I'm not seeing your reservation in our system." Marcus remained calm. "Could you check again?" "It should be the executive suite. Booked for 3 nights." Claire sighed dramatically. "Sir, the executive suite is reserved for our premium guests. Perhaps you'd be more comfortable at one of our sister properties down the street." The words hung in the air. Marcus felt the familiar sting, the one he felt countless times growing up in the South Side, the one he promised himself would fuel his success, not his anger. "I'd like to speak with your manager." "Please." Claire rolled her eyes and picked up the phone. Within minutes, Gerald Hayes, the night manager, appeared. He was a thin man in his 50s with slicked back hair and a practiced smile that didn't reach his eyes. "Is there a problem here?" Gerald asked, looking at Marcus with barely concealed disdain. "Yes, there seems to be an issue with my reservation." Gerald glanced at the computer screen, then back at Marcus. "Mr. Thompson, is it? Our executive suite is quite expensive." "Perhaps there's been a misunderstanding. We have some lovely standard rooms available." Marcus pulled out his black American Express card and placed it gently on the marble counter. "I'd like the room I reserved, please." Gerald's face hardened. "Sir, I'm going to need to verify this card." "Of course. Take your time." 20 minutes passed. Marcus stood there, watching other guests check in smoothly, watching Claire and Gerald exchange knowing glances. Finally, Gerald returned. "Mr. Thompson, I'm afraid we're going to have to decline your reservation. We have the right to refuse service to anyone." The lobby had grown quiet. Other guests were watching now. Marcus could feel their eyes on him, could sense the judgment, the assumptions. "I see," Marcus said softly. "Could you tell me your names again for my records?" "Gerald Hayes, night manager. And this is Claire Peterson. Is there anything else?" Marcus smiled. A real smile this time. "Just one more thing. Could you call your general manager, Victoria Chun, and let her know that the owner of the Grand Meridian hotel chain is currently standing in your lobby being denied service?" The color drained from Gerald's face. "The owner? Mr. Thompson is a black man?" Marcus finished. "Yes, I am. And I've been standing here for 25 minutes being profiled and discriminated against in my own hotel." Within 10 minutes, the lobby was filled with people. Victoria Chun, the general manager, arrived in tears. The regional director showed up from his home. Security footage was pulled. Marcus stood there calmly as Gerald and Claire tried to backpedal, tried to explain, tried to apologize. But Marcus had heard enough apologies in his life. Apologies without accountability meant nothing. Gerald, Claire, you're both terminated effective immediately. Security will escort you out. He turned to Victoria. I want a full audit of hiring and training practices. I want to know how 2 people in leadership positions thought this behavior was acceptable. And I want a company-wide initiative on unconscious bias training starting next week. Gerald's face turned red. You can't do this. I've worked here for 12 years. And in those 12 years, how many other people did you treat this way? How many guests did you profile? How many colleagues did you overlook for promotion because they didn't look like what you thought success should look like? The lobby was silent. Marcus checked into his suite that night, but he didn't sleep much. He thought about the young black kids who'd one day apply for jobs at his hotels. He thought about the guests who'd been turned away before he could stop it. He thought about the responsibility that came with power. The next morning, he established the Thompson Foundation Scholarship for hospitality workers from underrepresented communities. He implemented blind resume reviews for all management positions. And he made sure that every single employee, from housekeeping to the executive board, understood that dignity wasn't a luxury item. It was the foundation of everything they did. Because Marcus Thompson knew something that Gerald and Claire had forgotten. You can't build an empire on exclusion. Real success is measured not by how high you climb, but by how many people you bring with you. If this story touched your heart, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Subscribe to Soul Relief Stories for more inspiring tales that remind us of our shared humanity. What would you have done in Marcus's shoes? Let me know in the comments below.